Well, it has been almost an entire year, but I'm finally getting back into this, starting off again with some TI content. At this point, I don't even really remember what the last TI build update I made was. I think it might have been building exhaust, but at this point, the M52 swapped car is complete, runs, drives, actively for sale. Done quite a few things since making that video last summer, but I'll make a whole separate video on an update on that car and the progress and kind of what it took to complete it. But now that I finally have that car complete, I don't really have a need for my parts car anymore. So hoping to get it drug out of the hole that it's in. I have some different wheels to swap onto it and then get it listed for sale. So I've definitely taken pretty much all of the useful parts off this car. It is a California top car that worked when I tested it about 2 years ago. It also still has the complete 5-lug swap in the rear, so for E30 guys that could come in handy. I think it has a 444 open diff, that's in there. Interior itself is pretty rough. Again, I've probably taken most of the parts that are useful out of the interior, but I'm sure for some people there's something in there they need. So what I need to do, I need to air up the tires that are on it, use my tractor and see if I can get it drug out of its hole and onto my driveway so I can get some decent pictures of it. As you can see, it's missing a ton of parts. Whole front clip's gone, engine, everything's obviously gone. But I actually pulled the rack out of this car too. So I built this wooden rack yesterday. That way I can at least turn one wheel at a time. There's no steering shaft anymore, but this should keep the wheels together in track. That way I can, like I said, at least turn one wheel and get it to turn as I need it, instead of the wheels kind of going, you know, any direction they want. While my compressor is building air, I'm gonna go grab my tractor. Well, my pancake compressor is struggling to get a ton of air in these tires, but I just need enough to get them so they're not flat and kind of get out of the hole that they're in the stones. I do have a regular air compressor, but I don't feel like getting all the air hoses out to get that to reach. So I think this side is okay. I just got to focus on the passenger side to get a little more air in that rear DS2. In the meantime, I got this thing hooked up, single strap. This really shouldn't weigh a lot since there's no drivetrain anymore. But ultimately, I don't know. Hoping I don't have to get one of my cars to pull it, because it kind of makes it a two-man job, whereas with the tractor, I can kind of do both, manning the mower and then manning kind of turning the wheel, make sure the car doesn't roll anywhere it shouldn't go. Well, the tires have air, tractor's in place. Let's see how this goes. Well, that took a little more effort than I was planned for and hoping for, but it's moved where I want it. I think this is where it's going to stay until somebody comes and picks it up or I scrap it. My makeshift, you know, rack to connect the tie rods failed, so we ended up having to kind of move each wheel all together or on their own. And it took a little effort to get it up out of the like holes it was in the stone, but it's in place here now. Now I can kind of get some decent pictures of it. I have different wheels to swap on because the DS2s are for my Lemons car, and these are just Steelies, but I think I have some like E90 wheels I'll throw on it to put the window back up. But throw the cover on and then get some pictures of this thing tomorrow. But if, in the meantime, if anybody's looking for a 97, I think, 318 Ti Cali top parts car, again, no drivetrain, this thing will be up for grabs. So now I'm gonna work on tidying this thing up. Might swap the wheels over tonight, depends on how much daylight I have or if it starts to rain, but see where I get. Well, I've got the black car wrapped up. I've got the wheels swapped on that I wanted to. Just gonna throw a cover on it, and then did have one guy that was interested in it a couple weeks ago, but I gotta reach out to him. I honestly don't know if I ever responded to him, but reach out to him. If he doesn't want it, then it goes on the open market, but hopefully I can kind of move it and get it out of my driveway in the next week. But it's pretty much a wrap on the parts car. So like I said, I'll do a full update video on the Maria swapped car. Talk through everything that's been done in the last year. So thanks for watching this one. Have a good one.